Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. US officials have confirmed that President Trump has suspended intelligence sharing with Ukraine on top of the pause in military assistance. It's a move that could have immediate and serious consequences for Ukraine on the battlefield in its war with Russia. Earlier, the US National Security Advisor Mike Waltz said Donald Trump will consider lifting the pause on military aid to Ukraine if peace talks are arranged and confidence-building measures are taken. Mr. Trump ordered the pause yesterday following a heated exchange between the US president and his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky at the Oval Office. It comes hours after Mr. Trump told an address to Congress that he'd received a letter from Zelensky saying the Ukrainian president was ready to sign a minerals deal.
We are pausing, assessing, looking at everything across our security relationship, number one. Number two, the conversations that we've had, they've been tough, they've been difficult. And I think what Zelensky was used to hearing when he came here was as much as you want, as long as you want, to some undefined end, ill-defined success. And we have to ask ourselves, should this war continue for months and years?
China has warned the US it is ready to fight any type of war after hitting back against President Donald Trump's mounting trade tariffs. The world's top two economies have edged closer to a trade war after Trump slapped more tariffs on Chinese goods. China quickly retaliated, imposing 10 to 15% tariffs on US farm products. It is some of the strongest rhetoric so far from China since Mr. Trump became president and comes as leaders gathered in Beijing for the annual National People's Congress. The UN's humanitarian agency says food prices in Gaza have spiked and aid food parcels could soon run out after Israel blocked the entry of humanitarian aid. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu chose to stop aid at the weekend, accusing Hamas of stealing supplies and refusing a US proposal to extend the Israel-Hamas ceasefire. A Hamas spokesman said the halt was cheap blackmail. Dozens of people in the Sudanese state of North Darfur are feared dead following heavy shelling on a camp for displaced people. The paramilitary Rapid Support Forces attacked a crowded market at Abu Shouk, a camp on the outskirts of the city of El Fasher, for roughly 2 hours. The camp is home to over 500,000 displaced people, and the assault on its market is the second in 3 days. Friedrich Merz, who's expected to become Germany's next chancellor, has announced a political deal to raise hundreds of billions of euros in extra spending on defence and infrastructure. Merz, whose Conservatives won Germany's election last month, said he and his likely coalition partners from the centre-left would put new proposals to Parliament next week. He spoke of the need for urgency on German spending in light of recent decisions by the American government. Merz did not elaborate, but he has been an outspoken critic of President Donald Trump's treatment of Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky in the Oval Office. Florida has launched a criminal investigation into British-American influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate, who flew to the state last week from Romania, where they faced rape and human trafficking charges. Florida's Attorney General said investigators have issued search warrants and subpoenas as part of a now active inquiry. In the US, the brothers also face a civil suit from a woman alleging they coerced her into sex work and then defamed her after she gave evidence to Romanian authorities. And the US actor Jesse Eisenberg has been awarded Polish citizenship by President Andrzej Duda after telling the story of the Jewish population during World War II in his Oscar-winning film A Real Pain. Eisenberg wrote, directed and starred in the film about two American cousins who traveled to Poland to honor their grandmother, a Holocaust survivor who was based on Eisenberg's own great-aunt.
It occurred to me while I was there that there are so many Polish people who are doing far more to memorialize my family history than I've ever done. And it made me feel that much more connected to the country.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.